Hello everybody, my name's Andy and welcome to my bird room. My bird room is 12 foot long by 8 foot deep, and across the back wall I've currently got a bank of 18 cages. I've got them during the winter, all the sliders were removed and the cocks had these 3 nice big flight cages to fly up and down in. They'll be set to breeding cages in the next few weeks, ready for the hens. The hens have been housed over the winter in the aviary, which is an L-shaped aviary, and it's connected to the bank of cages that you can see at the back there, the white cages. I feed the hens on the floor. Their water is in the top cage, so the hens have to fly up and down throughout the winter, which has helped keep them fit. As I'm disabled, I've set up a couple of small IP cameras in the bird room. One of them is in this corner of the aviary. I've got it pointing down at the moment, and you can see I feed the birds on the floor as a round dish, which has got mixed canary in now at this time of year. I've got newspaper on the bottom which I put gypsy bedding down on. I can pan and tilt the camera, which means I can move it up to look at the cages. I've got the breeding cages that butt onto one end of the aviary, and the birds get the water in the top part of the cage. There's some cuttlefish up there as well. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to encourage the birds to fly up and down and round the aviary, try and keep fit. This is one of my main cock birds. He's a purple ring, so this will be 2 years old this year. He's a yellow variegated cock. I did have him last year. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to tread any hens, so I've got a lot riding on him this year. Fingers crossed we get a good year from him. This is a blue buff hen that I'm going to pair with the yellow cock you've just seen. She's on a black ring, so 2019, so I'm not sure whether she's going to be too old actually to go this year, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. She's a lovely hen. She laid 15 eggs last year. Unfortunately they were all clear. Excuse me, I didn't see cockbird treader at all, so I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, this year. As you know, as I've said previously, I really like the allied colours, so I'm hoping that I can get something from her this year. This is, I think, 3 parts dark or heavily variegated hen, also on a purple ring, so this will be her 2nd year this year. She laid several times for me last year, I think 12 eggs. Unfortunately, she stepped off the nest with 3 days to go until hatch date on each of those nests, and that was 9 youngsters that unfortunately that I lost. So I know she's a good hen in terms of fertility, not a good hen in terms of her parenting ability. So I'm going to pair her to the yellow cock that I just showed up. So they'll be run as a trio. I might actually, depending on how they come and when the hens are ready, I might actually put another hen with him. So effectively put him across 3 hens. He's one of the best 2 cocks I've got in the shed, so I really want to try and utilise him if I can. And this hen hopefully will go some way to giving me some youngsters to do that. This is a self-green cockbird, purple ring, so another 2021 bird. He actually raised 2 youngsters last year. a cockbird, another self-green cockbird and a self-green hen. I'm actually going to put him back with that hen this year. He's a really good bird. He's quite, I think Matt Eld on the Canary Room says they're pulling like a pencil, and you can clearly see that he's done that. He looks very long-legged today and quite thin on body. However, he was a good father. He seems to have good fertility, so fingers crossed with him this year. He's going to go over at least 3 hens, one being his daughter. There'll be a clear buff hen and a variegated buff hen that he's going to go with. I'll show you those shortly. This is a clear buff hen from last year. She's a beautiful little bird, one of the best hens in the Birdroom. I'm hoping that she can do well for me this year. She's actually going to go initially with a variegated white cockbird, but I'm thinking that I might put her also with the green cock that I showed earlier. She's a lovely bird, good type. Probably my best hen actually. This is a variegated white cockbird, a yellow feathered cockbird. This will be his purple ring as well, so 2021. I'm hoping that he's going to pair up with the buff hen that I showed you just a short while ago. He's a lovely bird. He's actually got quite a lot of character actually, because he's always pulling at the floor covering on the paper. He rips up the kale that I feed him and deposits in the water dishes, so he's always bouncing about. He's very nosy. If there's nothing going on, he's often got his head out through one of the feeding holes having a look at what's going on around the shed, so he's quite a good character to have in the Birdroom. I'm hoping that with the clear buff hen I might be able to produce some clear whites with him. This is a nice group of hens. On the far bird, the green at the back, self-green. Oh, she's just gone. Okay, the self-green bird on the orange ring was one of last year's birds. There she is on the right. She is the daughter of the green cock that I showed earlier. Very nice little bird. The hen on the left is a purple ring buff hen. She will also be going with that same cockbird I just mentioned, the solid self-green cock. And then I have a little buff hen. She's a beautiful little bird. There she is. And she will be the third hen to go with the self-green cock. So there's a number of birds. I've got a few different options with my hens, so if things don't work out with one, I've got a number of different options that I can look at to try and get some good pairings. The problem that I had my first year is that I only had a couple of hens, so I didn't have a lot of variety. So if things didn't go my way, I didn't have much opportunity to change the pairings around, whereas this year I've got a lot more birds now, so I'm hoping that I should have an even better breeding year this year. This is another brilliant bird. This one is owned by Neil Tench, and Neil competes in the novice section. This bird won the best novice at the British Border. Now on to one or two of my birds. This first one up here is a buff cock that I bred last year. He's got quite a nice shape, but compared to the two previous birds of Stuart and Neil's, a long way to go. Well, that's the end of my first video. I thought I'd keep it short the first time, just as an introduction to me and to my birds. Here's that buff border hen I was talking about before. I think she's probably one of my best hens that I've got in the shed, so I'm hoping for some good things for her. Anyway, I'll keep posting up as we move through the breeding season. Hopefully have some videos of some youngsters at some point in the future. I've also got some changes I want to do to the bird room as well. So there's some new cages coming in, additional cages, so I'll be sure to cover that. And then the other changes I do to the bird room, or any other changes to the birds, I'll be sure to let you all know about. In the meantime, it would be great if you could like and subscribe. Please leave any comments to help me learn and get better at this. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.